The sterile hospital corridors echoed with the soft beeping of monitors as Maria sat beside her 3-year-old son's bed in the pediatric ICU. Little Jake's chest rose and fell with the assistance of the BiPAP machine, his tiny face dwarfed by the medical equipment that had become their lifeline over the past few days. His severe asthma attack had turned their world upside down in an instant, transforming a routine day into every parent's worst nightmare. The trauma of watching her toddler struggle to breathe had left Maria emotionally drained. Every labored breath, every alarm from the machines, every worried glance from the medical staff had carved deeper lines of anxiety into her heart. She had barely slept, barely eaten. Her entire existence focused on willing her little boy back to health through sheer maternal determination. But Jake was a fighter. His resilient spirit shone through even in his weakest moments, and gradually, miraculously, he began to improve. The BiPAP machine that had seemed so intimidating became less essential. His breathing steadied. His color returned. After what felt like an eternity but was only a couple of days, the doctors delivered the words Maria had been desperately praying to hear. He can go home. As discharge time approached, Maria began the familiar ritual of packing up their temporary life. She folded the extra blankets they had brought from home, organized Jake's comfort items, and tried to restore some order to the small hospital room that had become their universe. She had always believed in leaving spaces better than she found them. It was just who she was, especially after the incredible care her son had received. While tidying up, Maria remembered a video she had seen online that explained how hospitals operated. The creator had mentioned that any open supplies left in patient rooms, diapers, wipes, formula, had to be automatically discarded and replaced, regardless of how much remained unused. It was a safety protocol to prevent contamination, but it meant enormous waste. Looking at the half-used pack of wipes and the 7 remaining diapers from the package that had been opened during their stay, Maria felt a pang of practical concern. With 2 toddlers at home, these supplies disappeared faster than she could buy them. Jake's medical needs meant money was already tight, and throwing away perfectly good diapers seemed wasteful when they could serve her family. A nurse was present in the room as Maria quietly slipped the remaining supplies into her bag. The healthcare worker watched but said nothing, offering no objection or concern. Maria took the silence as tacit approval. Surely if it was wrong, the nurse would have spoken up. The relief of finally bringing Jake home was overwhelming. Their house felt different somehow, more precious after nearly losing the sound of his laughter filling its rooms. As they settled back into their routine, friends and family called to check on the little fighter who had scared them all. When Maria's close friend Sarah called to see how Jake was adjusting, the conversation naturally turned to his recovery and the small bright spots in their ordeal. The nurses let him keep some toys he received, which made him so happy, Maria shared, her voice still carrying traces of exhaustion. And honestly, we managed to bring home a few diapers and wipes that would have been thrown away anyway, which always helps with 2 little ones. The silence on the other end of the line stretched uncomfortably long. When Sarah finally spoke, her tone had shifted completely. She seemed genuinely uncomfortable, almost squirmy as she accused Maria of stealing hospital supplies. The word hit like a physical blow. Maria had never considered herself capable of theft, especially not from the very institution that had saved her son's life. Maria tried to explain about the waste protocol, about the nurse's apparent approval, about the practical reality of raising 2 toddlers on a tight budget made tighter by medical expenses. But Sarah remained adamant that it was disrespectful and wrong, her judgment cutting deep into Maria's already fragile emotional state. Now, days later, Maria couldn't shake the gnawing doubt that had taken root in her mind. Had she crossed an ethical line in her moment of practical thinking? Was she truly a thief, as her friend suggested? Or had she simply prevented unnecessary waste while struggling to make ends meet as a mother of 2 young children, one with ongoing medical needs? The 7 diapers and half-pack of wipes sat in her closet like evidence of a crime she wasn't sure she had committed. Every time she saw them, the question returned. In a moment when her world had been turned upside down by her child's medical crisis, had she made a choice that revealed her true character? Or had she simply done what any practical parent would do? What do you think? Was Maria wrong to take supplies that would have been discarded anyway? Or was this a reasonable action by a stressed parent trying to manage her family's needs? Share your thoughts and feelings about this complicated situation in the comments below.